Thank you, Lopa. Distinguished guests, nominees, members of the awards jury, and colleagues. It is a privilege to welcome you to the inaugural ETPrime Women Leadership Awards. This is a special occasion for two specific reasons. One, of course, are the awards, but also ETPrime. More than 18 months ago, the Times Internet Vice Chairman, Satyen Gajwani, articulated his vision for making India's most trusted and biggest media brand ready for the future. ET Paper remains the flagship that it always was. ET Digital, which you will know by the URL www.economictimes.com, is the largest and the most visited website, business website in the country. Now, what next? And that's how the genesis of ETPrime came about. It is a first members-only, subscription-led product. And I would argue that it's probably the first established media greenfield investment in a new business model, which is a subscription-led model. What was the mandate? Our mandate is to get the story behind the story, get the pattern behind the numbers, decode the complexity of information flow for the senior executives, or business executives. And so we told ourselves three things: be insightful, be rigorous, and be relevant. In the last 11 months of our existence, every week, we've tried to deliver in-depth, long-form usually, sharply focused contents to our early believers, most of whom are senior leaders from finance, technology, startups, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare industry. And as we come close to completing a year, we also have a small special thing. We have a new logo, and I request the team to just give us a sneak peek of what the logo is going to look like. Can we have the logo up here, please? Right. Thank you very much. Just the way ETPrime is a pioneering effort, so is this ETPrime Women Leadership Awards. The numbers tell the story. According to a recent study, and I must read these numbers out, they're fairly stark. Out of the 1,814 CEOs and MDs of NSE companies, only 67, that's about 3.69%, are women. And this number really hasn't changed over the last 5 years. In 2014, it was about 3.2%. And so even those people who are in these leadership positions would have taken efforts like which were started about 5 to 7 years back. So sure, I mean, what can you do? You can change policies, you can adjust for inclusion. What else? And I would argue that there is a role for aspiration. When you look at successful leaders, there is that aspect that if they can achieve it, so can you. And which is exactly why we have these awards. We sincerely hope that these awards going forward will play a part. Now, the most important thing, to get anything new off the ground, you need a set of early believers. And I would submit to you that the ETPrime Women Leadership Awards jury played that very important role. I remember it was about a couple of months ago, it was late at night, we were sending out juror invitations. And in about an hour's time, we got a reply from a couple of the invitees that they said, great initiative, I'm in it. And that's when we knew that we were on to something special. So I'd like to acknowledge jury chairperson Naina Lal Kidwai, chairman Altigo Capital, Rekha Menon, chairman and senior managing director Accenture India, Deep Kalra, founder and CEO Make My Trip, Devjani Ghosh, president NASCOM, Kaku Nakate, president and India country head Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Meena Ganesh, CEO and MD Portia, Aisha Disikwera, co-country head and head of investment banking India Morgan Stanley, and our own Gautam Sinha, CEO of Times Internet. They rigorously evaluated and shortlisted the winners. Well, in a very small way, ETPrime editorial team and our knowledge partners, Accord, played a part by trying to make the job easier for them, take a list of about 400 candidates, put them through a financial and corporate governance grinder, and then spit out about 70 names, which they had to kind of go through. So all that hard work can now be turned into an evening of celebration of exemplary leadership. I would like to thank you to take your time out for being a part of it, and I'll hand it over back to our host for the evening, Lopa. Thank you.